wealth we can have, how we can manage our wealth, and what is the importance of wealth or not importance of wealth in our life, according to a world-renowned psychiatrist, Dr. David Hawkins, that we are going to learn. So let me know if you have any question. Otherwise, we will start to learn this thing. If you want to see my screen, you can come on the Zoom. There is a link on Facebook description as well, and you can immediately log in into the Zoom to have a quick and faster learning as well. Right. Let's start it. So, transformation of wealth is a part two. Last week we discussed and we learned important thing about transformation of health. Now today we will learn the transformation of wealth. And wealth something is very important and directly if impact on our life. Everybody who is dealing with the money, and monies give us lot of materialistic things and possession in our life. Um, some and many times good and many times frustration and worries and fears and anxiety for most of the people. And there is a race in all over the world, especially in Americas, in Europe, um, in Middle East, even in Asian countries, uh, that everyone is wants to earn more money. They want to create wealth, and they think that if they are wealthy people, they will become really successful and they are booming and they are doing, hey, I got money, I win uh, prize, I have become a millionaire, I'm going to become a millionaire. Hey, I got $1,000 in a minute. I won $1 million in 1 month. And they talks about in dollars, they talks about pounds and millionaires and becoming a billionaires. They follow billionaire people. The important thing is about why they are doing. If they are not happy, if they have fear, if they are dying soon in spite of becoming a millionaire or financial independent, even why they are a victim of physical illnesses, why they are becoming um, more mentally retarded in some sort of that. They have a crazy feeling about money. They can't live without money. They can't live without earning money more and more. The problem of today's world is even if you are earning more and more, you are not stopping. You are not in a pausing mode in your life. And why that therefore you are dying early, you are going having a stroke, you are at a risk of heart attack or other psychological diseases as well, because you are so much attached with money and creating your wealth with like a crazy person, and you don't know what the consequences are going to happen, because that is going to be create and establishing a unrest in your heart. So psychiatrist David Hawkins is helping us and to create a new paradigm about wealth, how we should take it. He is not discouraging to having a wealth, but he is helping us, our mind, that how we should take wealth and how we can transform our life in terms of wealthy person. Otherwise we will be filthy person, filthy wealthy person. You have heard about, oh, he's a filthy rich. So why is that? Because that person must be doing some unethical behavior, crazy behavior, and is not stopping on that and continuously showing. And he is or she is becoming a rich and queen of the world, want to control the world and want to destroy the people because he or she is so wealthy person. And obviously this is not desirable. So how he or she can transform, and how we can manage our wealth, how we can take finances in a proper way. So let's learn and talk from that. Is the money is a really problem or is a blessing? So it's entirely depend on us, and how he is advising. Psychiatrist David is advising us about taking the money or when the money become a problem. So this book and the lesson is not only for people who have more money and who are watching to me. If you have more money, this is for you. And even if you don't have money, this is still for you, because it helps for you to make a new paradigm, to make it how it can become a contributor for your happier life by earning a great health through your wealth as well. So let's learn and from this book. So if you can read, Jenny, please.
This is an important subject, not only because it has such a direct effect on our life, but also because it so quickly and easily makes obvious our feelings, thoughts, and attitudes about money. To the mind that holds limiting belief systems and negative thoughts and feelings, money is a problem. It is a source of endless worry and anxiety, hopelessness and despair, or of vanity, pride, arrogance, intolerance of others, jealousy, and envy. At its worst, the end result of all the negativity is a feeling of financial limitation, lack, and deprivation. In this area, the feeling I can't due to fear and limitation is often skirted by simply avoiding the whole issue of money and resigning oneself to a low social economic status as inevitable.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's a great learning and great reading. So that's I have already spoken about. Money is a problem for many people. Our attachment with the money is like a crazy. Uh, I remember, and I'm a witness in coronavirus pandemic, when people in my city in London uh, are really worried about money. Okay, that's fine. That's very realistic. That if we don't have job or our business is at risk, we need to worry. That's absolutely normal. The problem is the people who have money, who are already millionaire, they are more worrying than the people who are at the risk of losing their money. Why? Because they are not able to make more money. So that's this is a problem, and they are as even more worried than the people who are really don't have money. So they have. So why is that? And it's this trend is going more even. So is the really money making you a living in this planet, or there are other things which are making you living peacefully and happier on this planet? So that's let's talk about this thing, because psychiatrist David is saying the unconscious brings to us what it thinks we deserve. If our view of ourselves is small, limited, and miserly due to accumulated guilt, then the unconscious will bring those economic conditions into our life. And that's true. He further says our attitudes about money can be discovered when we look at the many things that it means. For example, if we see the degree to which it stands for security, power, glamour, sexual attraction, successful competition, self worth, and our value to other and the world. So money is very directly linked with our power, our glamour, our sexual dignity, as a masculine or feminine, or I'm all the time in competition. If I have one or two big company, I'm in competition with other, or I've made my self worth. You know who I am? I'm a millionaire. I can buy your company. I can buy 10 companies. you know that type of thing, if you have, then that attitude is so problematic for you. Sooner or later you will have a physical illness or mental or psychological illness if you did not control this attitude. And you have to transform in terms of wealth paradigm you have in your mind, and that's we are going to learn. uh, so my favorite author, Eckhart Tolle, who wrote The Power of No Now, who is a sort of a spiritual guru, he his quote I want to refer here. The quote start, Eckhart Tolle is saying, comma, inverted comma start, those who have not found their true wealth, which is the radiant joy of being and deep, unshakable peace that comes with it, are beggars, even if they have a great material wealth. Commas close, full stop. That's a quotation. So he says the beggars are not those who do not have money. The beggars are those who are not in a state of being where they can identify who they are. He talks about self, identification of self with the deep peace. If they don't have, then you are a beggar. And therefore, many crazy people are very wealthy, but they do a destructive type of investment in a destructive type of industry. For example, if you build a company who is manufacturing weapons or a war material, they must be very, very rich. Yeah, usually they are made in a on a government level, but obviously that's irrelevant. That's not for peace of the people who are investing, or the country who are investing or making these type of things, because weapons or atomic bombs or missiles or these type of things needs billions of pounds or dollars, but obviously not give you the peace and make you still beggar of happiness as well. And it exactly relevant on an individual level as well. When you have so much material wealth, but you still work as a beggar, you still work treat like a beggar of happiness or a great life. So that's a problem of today's world. He Psychiatrist David Hawkins also says it is very useful to sit down with a pencil and paper and under the heading money and begin to delineate what its really real meaning are in the various avenue of life. So he tells you, if you want to know that how your happiness is connect with your money, then write the all roles of your life and start what the money is really meaning for you. So that's you can, and then he say, then write the feelings that are associated with each area, and begin to surrender to each negative feeling and attitude. As we do this practice, we have the surprising discovery: the money in and of itself is not the very basic issue of my life. He says that more important than money itself are the emotional gratification that we hope will be ours with the use of money. Sorry, my child is just knocking the door. So more important than the money itself are the emotional gratification that we hope will be ours with the use of that money. So that's the important outcome we are learning. Let's continue to read this further. So if Jenny, if you can read, continue to read, please.
Let's say that behind the desire for money, we discover that one of our goals is to be respected and valued. In that discovery, we have just found out that it isn't money itself that we are interested in. Rather, it is our self-respect and a feeling of inner worth. We see that money was just a tool to achieve something else, and that as a matter of fact, it isn't money that we want at all, but the self-respect and esteem we thought it would bring to us. It will also it it will also dawn on us that the goals which we thought money would bring us can be achieved directly. The higher our inner self-esteem, the less we need the approval of others. As we uncover this awareness, money takes on a different meaning in each area of life. Money now becomes subservient to higher goals rather than an end unto itself.
Yeah, continue to read, please.
Without being conscious of what money means to us emotionally, we are at the effect of it. We are being run by our unconscious beliefs about money and all of its associated programs. It is like the millionaire who keeps piling up more and more millions. There never seems to be enough. Why is that? It is because he has never stopped to look at what money really means to him. If we obsessively chase after money or other symbols of wealth, it is because our inner self worth is so small that it takes a huge amount of money to compensate for it. The inner insecurity is so extensive that no amount of money can overcome it. It might be said that the smaller we feel inside, the greater amount of power, money, and glamour must be accumulated in order to try and compensate for the inner smallness.
Thank you very much. It's a great reading. So, in these two pages or paragraph from the book, he talks about inner self. So, if you have a great spectrum of inner side and you are more confident, you have high self-esteem, then you don't need approval from others that they should respect you because you have so many money or you have so much possession or material belongings with you. So why people actually wants to have many houses, luxury living, many companies, so many cars, so many type of dresses? Why? Because they want actually self-respect and approval from other in so that they can glorify yourself. What about if you can be glorified or other people can praise you or they or you are in the state of mind when you don't need this? So then you need a money is a question. No, I don't need money, but on that time I need a money only for my survival only, where I call it financial independent. So where I not to beg to someone or some company or to the government or to the people that I need a house or I need a job to look after myself and my family. That money you must earn. But obviously that money or over money which you earn out of your crazy mind to become a millionaire or wealthy person, that will not going to give you a peace of mind because your approval of inner greatness is going to be in a hand of other people now. You think that your power or your possession is going to make you secure. No, not at all. Therefore, many leaders, I'm talking about the government leaders or the people in the country who have influence, they are so rich, but at the same time, they have very low self esteem, and they become angry on a small things. They show very bad behavior in a certain situation, although they are so rich. Why? Because their self esteem is directly connect with their material beings as a materialistic person. So therefore they have low temperament, and they attach with other maybe alcoholic things or some social evils as well. And why is that? It is because of that crazy thing. So your inner security must not attach with your wealth. That's the bottom line. That's what he talks about. Then you can you need to transform yourself if you have these type of beliefs. And he also talks about when we are in surrender state, we are free from that inner smallness, insecurity, and low self-esteem. So in that book, actually, he is suggesting, he's not suggesting, he is very, very what is called, he is very, very damn sure about how we can transform when we will surrender ourselves, like letting go. So that is a solution which he is giving us, and where he is saying we need to remove our small inner self that giving us insecure and make us low self-esteem. He further says that the money becomes merely a tool to achieve our goals in the world. So, if your money is going to become a goals to accomplishment, uh, if it is, then that's okay. But if you are going to have a crazy mind to earn more wealth so that other people get uh, notice to your life what you are doing and what you are not doing, what you like or what you don't like, what kind of car you have, or what kind of living you are doing, what type of lifestyle you have, then that is going not to help for a long term, even not in a current state. You, because your power, your sense of security is something else, which is in other people's hand, in other people's opinion. Many people, when they are millionaire, people are around them, and when for some reason if they don't have money, people kick you, people reject you, people ignores you brutally, very badly. And that time you, sometime you learn, and most of the time you have a brain hemorrhage, most of the time you have a heart attack or other physical illness when other people reject, because you thought that y- they people were really with you because you were worthy, you have the self-worth, but actually your self-worth were supported by your wealth, and you thought people are supporting you or people are praising you. Actually no. And when this reality come across to you, it gives you a really heart attack, it gives you a really pain. And then if you are not self conscious, or you are not connect with your soul, or you are not connect with your god, then you will not be survive. You die very soon, or you become mental person, or you can become on that time very much a psychological person in somehow. So that's very, very important, that this fulfillment, this for transformation uh, of wealth in your mind, a new paradigm you must have. Because we have inner security, knowing that there will always be sufficient abundance. We will always get what we need when we need it, because we have inner feeling of completion, fulfillment, and satisfaction. Money then becomes a source of pleasure rather than a source of anxiety. That's we talking about. That if your money is a source of anxiety, it means your paradigms about money are not really good, are not really what it should be. If you are happy with the money as a source of pleasure, a player mean really player, a truly happiness, then that money is okay. Then that money is perfectly fine for you and for your family. So that we are talking about. So let's learn more thing about what money meant to us and how we can transform our wealth uh, in a truly way. Yeah, please go ahead and learn. Read it, please.
On a certain level, we may even appear to be indifferent to money. When we need it to complete a project, it just magically seems to appear from somewhere. We feel nonchalant about it because we are connected to the source of our own power. When we re own the power that we have given to money and see that it is our own power, we are no longer concerned about money, nor do we need to accumulate a great deal of it. Once we have the formula for gold, we don't need to carry a bag of it on our shoulder with all of its attendant worries and anxieties. You know,
Perfect.
Maratib, I have found this to be the thoughts of abundance that we study. I mean, I just love that because I don't worry about anything. I just don't. And it seems with the thought of abundance mentality, it, like you said, you just generate more money. You just do because it's not your focus. It's not first and foremost. It's not the number one thing in your life. And I think that it can generate to you, like this says, just, you know, if you have a passion for something that you want to go and do, somehow it does magically appear. Somehow, you know, you do find a way. And it's not the money itself, it's what you're working towards, like your, you know, relationships, your, you know, whatever it is that's important to you, almost like that mission statement, what's important to me, and then somehow it all comes together and just starts working for you because money's not first, it's not your anxiety.
Absolutely, I agree with you, and that's a great thought. If you believe on abundance, because the people who have high self-esteem, they usually have also believe on abundance mentality, where why people, because they think that whenever they need money, they will get it eventually anyway. But people who are scared and fearful of earning more money, why they are? Because they think that the other people will take that money, and when I need money I will not have money. So that scarcity mindset actually take you to become more wealthy, and that eventually you become filthy uh, in terms of earning more money, and you want to have more bank balance, more, because you have unconsciously uh, believing on scarcity, and you think that one day when the money will finish from the society, or when my job will finish, or when I need more money, that time I'm saving my money, which is crazy for many people. Well, if you have a little bit saving for very near future, that's fine. But if you are saving your money for unnecessary, for fulfilling your fears, which fears are hawks, fears are they don't exist anymore, because fear only lies in your mind, nothing in our outer reality. So therefore you are making a hoarding of money, of currency, or a different way of money becoming a wealth, and that all creating you, giving you anxiety. But I appreciate you if you have this mindset of believing on abundance, and money is obviously not a number one thing in your life. That means you have already transformed your mind about monies, and that will give you, and that must is giving you a true happiness, uh, whatever in your circle. And that's a name of from that book, which author is trying to say, because that psychiatrist has worked with thousands of people, who were in a problem due to money as well. And he is telling what he observed. And he is telling us in the book uh, about once we have a formula of for gold, we don't need to carry a bag. What does mean? Formula of gold mean once we know how to become a high self-esteem, once we know that how to believe and consistent of abundance mentality, then we don't need to carry so much money, or then there are no worries and anxiety in our life anyway. So that's a great point you have, or aspect in your have. um, you continue to reading, please.
The problem with excessive accumulation of money, of course, is the constant fear of losing it. It is tragicomic to watch someone who is worth $50 million practically have a nervous breakdown because through a business oversight he lost $10 million. The man was actually in a panic. Emotionally, he was frightened that he would not be able to survive on the planet with only $40 million. The person who suffers from inner poverty is relentlessly driven to accumulate on the material level. With this inner poverty, there is the whole attitude of selfishness, or it correlates of vanity and false pride.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a false pride we were talking about. The people wants to earn money and more materialistic things uh, unnecessarily, because they think that these are our pride. They take the power from their house, from their luxury car, their smartphone, expensive smartphone, from their university, from they have received PhD or master education. So they always in a sense of pride, because they in somehow they tell you that you were rich, or you are rich because you have these things, and that is so proudful things for you. And in a truly way, the pride is a negative emotion. In a truly way, the pride is anxiety are related with things. Vanity is related thing, because it takes you to the lowest emotion, which is a shame, eventually, one day, in a real world. In talking about, I know it may find some people offensive. I know some people find it a really big disagreement, because it directly relate with their own self worth. And when I'm talking about, this is your false pride, your self worth, your really truly self worth is not connected with your money or possession or your wealth. That's your falsehood. Then obviously they will feel it offensive. And I agree why. I understand why. Because I see, or many people, or maybe you who are watching me, or you watching this recording, they find really truly happier people, not as they were rich, but because of their true values or higher self-esteem they were. Therefore, have you seen the poverty in the poor countries like Africa, maybe in some Asian country, or Central Asian, or or Eastern European country who are very really poor? How they are surviving? Do you think that the old people there are really reliving pathetic life? Yes, we think, but actually it's not. If you go to the surveyor or the researcher who visited the poverty related people regions where poor people live, where even they don't know where they don't have a money to eat a one meal a day, in that region, you will amaze that there are so many people living where they are living very happier life. They really feel and find that truly peace, full mind as well, on these region. Why? Because the poverty related regions, people who are living in these poor countries or region, they have a high self-esteem sometime. I'm not talking about all poor people. I'm talking about some poor people. When they have a high self esteem, when they are rich from their inner side, when they have a true self discovered already, then they don't need more money. Then they have made a commitment with themselves and they are living very healthy life. And people who are living in a hilly areas, who lives near mountains region, they usually are also very look like poor people, but they have a highest longevity, they have a higher sense of happiness, and they are the happier people of the world anyway. If you see, in couple of weeks or months ago, I made a series, video series on people who live in blue zone. The blue zone people are not a rich people. The blue zone people are not very people who have a more materialistic possession. They are people who really live with a high self-esteem and who have transformed their life and have a new paradigm about wealth. So that's a self-explanatory and it's a evidence. And in the last paragraph, the psychiatrist David Hawkins, he's saying it is very common for people who use the letting go technique suddenly come into abundance. Struggling actors now have starring roles in Hollywood movies. A playwright on the edge of poverty becomes producer for a small for a smash Broadway hit. The edge of poverty becomes uh, sorry. Paradoxically, some people have grown so nonchalant about money that have chosen to get rid of a lot of money and live a much happier and simpler life. He also said they are no longer interested in money, they have mastery over it. It's a beautiful quotation that the people who do not need money, they no longer interest in money. And because they have master of it, how to take the money, it means they have transformed their life in terms of money, in terms of wealth. The inner satisfaction that they had sought by means of money are now satisfied directly. So the inner happiness is independent of outer wealth. In this state of inner freedom, one is independent of the outer world and no longer at the effect of it. This is because one transcends that which one has mastered. So that's a beautiful text and thoughts from Dr. David. And he is saying that how we need to transform in regard the money and the wealth, how we need to take it, even if we don't have, and once we have in future, how we need to take it. And money is not your number one, number two, number three should be your priorities, but other things are more important, which is he emphasized your self-worth, your self-discovery, your believing about principles, your inner emotions or higher emotions. They are more important. Then even if you have more possession, then that's okay. That's give you the happier when you are in a higher state of your emotion level. But if you are on a lower emotion level, and you get more money, then that money become offensive for your life, unfortunately. Um, and that gives you the very low quality of your life, which leads to the physical illness, mental illness, and destruction for many other people who live around you, maybe from your family, maybe from people who are your neighbors or who are you attached with. So uh, therefore it's very important for to dealing with the money, and transformation is so important to taking the money in a certain level, and not should exceed to our self worth. uh, so money is important, but it's just a tool to accomplishment of your goal, but not your money, your not your life. Wealth is not a life anymore. So don't be deceived by overwhelmed YouTube or Amazon ads, or I will make you rich, I will make you wealthy, I will make you blah. These are all biggest distraction for your peace of life. You must earn the money, the or become a financial independent according to your needs and goals of your life. That's enough. Other, you need to develop yourself and continuous renewal so that you will be a peaceful person ever you can see in your life. So that's the thing. That's a thing, all about the third session. It was a transformation of life. So if you have any question, or if you have a thought, if you want to share any story, please let me know. Um, and if you can comment, I can read it from Facebook. Otherwise, it's all about I have finished for the day. Let me see if somebody has a Facebook question. Let me see if somebody has a Facebook question. Okay, I think that's all. Um, right. Thank you so much for your joining our transmission. My transmission, I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help myself to learn new things, to bring more things so that our seven habit group audience and members get more maximum out of that group. My Zoom audience get maximum out of their lives from this learning. I appreciate your presence and your patience, uh, because we are learning on a regular level. I ask you to invite other people if they can. Uh, you can invite other people, other members, your friend and family, to give 1 or 2 hours every Sunday with me. And I'm sure I will give you maximum, the best learning you can get ever. Uh, for your self development, for your personal development, your relationship development, your organizational development, for improving your wealth, finances, and it's all about your life, because life is composed of yourself and people around you, and a region or world where you are living. It's all makes your life as well. uh, so thank you so much. If you want to join my YouTube channel, there is a link below, or you can find on YouTube. Just write my name, Maratib Ali Shad. Um, and there are also a couple of links. My personal blog, that blog which is maratibali.shad.com. That blog is dedicated for personal development and also for spirituality as well. So I'm your host and your coach, Maratib. I appreciate your presence, your contribution to listen me uh, again. Thank you so much, and see you next Sunday. Bye bye.
Bye, Maratib. Thank you.